Okay, so his rewards are interesting. They counter the new trap cards, so they do have a chance at being pretty decent. Might as well farm them even if you don't intend on using them, because they could get better in the future. So I'm gonna use a Paradox Labyrinth Wall deck. On the side of the screen you can see the cards that he uses in his deck. Zero Gravity is a trap card that switches the battle position of all monsters on the field. And since we're using Labyrinth Wall, that would be really bad for us. So we use Dimension Gate. So you want to set Dimension Gate as soon as possible. Preferably before you summon your Labyrinth Wall. Like, you definitely want to have some way to keep it safe. Alright, we don't care about Ancient Gear Castle at all. And he just wasted an Ancient Gear tank already. Unless he gets one super early before we get Acid Downpour. That'd be bad. Alright, he Gemini summoned. Alright, so even if he draws another Ancient Gear tank, we can destroy one with Typhoon, and our Labyrinth Wall will never die to this Ancient Gear Knight. Alright, Ancient Gear Golem could be a problem, just a little, depending on what he ends up drawing. So as long as I get Acidic Downpour, I'm gonna be fine. Alright. So we do have to use our Dimension Gate. You can use it before, it doesn't really matter. We will have to use Typhoon if he puts down anything that increases attack. And if you don't have Typhoon, you could use any spell or trap removal that can be used during your opponent's turn. And if you don't have Mimic, you can use any draw a card monster. Oh yeah, he has Piercing, so you're not gonna want to set any other monsters. And this Gearbox is gonna do 600 once it gets destroyed. And he runs 2 of them. So we'll be at 800 life points. So just don't drop to 1200 while he still has Ancient Gears. Do not set him. You want to play Acidic Downpour as soon as possible. And at this point the farm is successful. Alright, so all we gotta do is Storm, he activates Zero Gravity, doesn't matter, you just destroy whatever he has. So we don't actually need the extra points for being low life points. But, like, clearly having Mimic get attacked and destroying his 2 Ancient Gear things works out perfectly. Get our low life point bonus. So you're gonna want to use Sword and Shield before doing anything else. And then you special summon Fiend Mega. And then you send out Gravekeeper Vassal. If you mess up that order, it's just not gonna work and your farm's gonna either not be as good or fail. Actually, yeah, it won't fail. It just won't be as good. Of course, you put all union attacks on him. Attack directly. So this farm can fail. It's not that likely to. So let's see. So you got the 500 extra bonus that you might not always get, and 700 glossy. So that means we needed 500 glossy points. Oh, 7 monsters destroyed. I guess that'll be normal. Huh. I think I've been getting this bonus every time the destroyed 7 monsters. But we do need at least 500 glossy points from our cards played to reach 8,000. So hopefully you got some glossies to actually use. Or you could just try to get Dark Mimic killed by Ancient Gear Golem every time. As long as your cat doesn't. Let's see. So he actually only spawns in GX. Once you get 300,000 points, you'll just duel him and then you'll get him unlocked. I'll just do one more duel just to show the deck. Pretty standard. I did throw in 2 Typhoons to make sure he doesn't get the 2 equips onto an Ancient Gear Golem. He does actually like use it early pretty often, so it's not always a problem. Alright, we got our cat. And we don't want to send out our Labyrinth Wall just yet. And this is what we want. So at this point you will definitely not want your what's it called? Your Dark Mimic to take that piercing damage, because we did take a hit. Yeah, this should be a successful farm already. Or actually, it's really close to being guaranteed, but not quite yet, because we do have to send away our Typhoon. It's probably gonna try to zero gravity here. We'll see. Yep. Doesn't matter. Actually, I think at that point I should just use it early so he's out of spots. Because he'll never use it on his own. Alright, no point in setting any of those. Alright, so he wasted an Ancient Gear tank. That means we're basically set for the entire duel now. He could tribute for Ancient Gear Golem, so I don't think I even want to set Dark Mimic. So at this point we just storm. Just pop our D-gate. I mean, technically we wouldn't even have to destroy his ancient gear crap. Ancient gear tank. If we just use Typhoon on our own D-gate. Just gotta remember the order. Storm, then shield, then special summon. Then Gravekeeper. Then Secret Pass. And then your Union attacks. And basically in 2 farms you'll unlock Crowler. $8,200. So we got 5 monsters destroyed bonus. 800 glossy. So if you somehow don't get any monster destroyed bonus, oh, you're gonna end up needing 600 glossy points. Glossy or prismatic. Yeah, so just try to shoot for using 6 glossies if you can. Oh, and the EX jewels, they are pretty useful. Let's go and look at the EX jewel reward claim area. So you can get another Swift Gaia. So if you only had 1, then you can finally make that Swift Gaia handless balance deck. I'm not sure if 3 will ever be used, but it would be pretty interesting. And balance is going to get nerfed pretty soon. So who knows if you'll be able to consistently only start with 1 of him in your hand. That would be kind of nice if you could. So a pretty fun card to use. Gemini Scorpion, he is never good. Probably don't want to use it on him. Anti-magic arrows, if you don't have like 2 of them, I'd probably get it. I mean, if you don't have 3 and you end up getting him, you end up getting all the ancient gear knights you want. This one doesn't seem that great, but maybe prioritize. I'd say, actually, anti-magic arrows, you'd probably want all of those first, then Gaia, then Gear Knight, then Gear Workshop, then Gemini Scorpion. You'll probably have enough EX jewels with this farm deck to get all of them, but like, that's the order I would prioritize them in. He's unlockable. And he even has the beatdown skill, so that's pretty cool. So you can make some more beatdown decks and not have all of your Kaiba slots filled with it. So Ancient Gear is kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure they released the Wall of Disruption plus Draining Shield to sort of make Ancient Gear better. They wanted to make trap cards in the battle step better, so these could counter them. So this one's really good. Ancient Gear Knight. He is a Gemini, so you do have to use up a second normal summon to get him to gain his effect, or use a card like Supervise or Blazewing. But if this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step. So if you want to defend from this monster and you have a mirror wall, you're gonna have to activate your mirror wall before they even attack. So they get the option of not even attacking at all. Or if you have like a wall of disruption to try to stop monsters. And this guy is Gemini summoned. And this is the card that's attacking. You're not going to be able to use your wall of disruption on him. This card's kind of interesting. You have to send 3 Ancient Gear cards to the grave to special summon 1 from your hand and 1 from your deck that are named Ancient Gear Golem, and it ignores their summoning conditions. And then I guess you have to destroy all other Ancient Gear. Destroy all monsters that aren't Ancient Gears that you control. So obviously you could easily play around that side effect. But normally, Ancient Gear Golem says cannot be special summoned. That ignores that side effect of this card. Alright. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. This card attacks. Your opponent cannot activate any spell or traps until the end of the damage step. So he plays around Mirror Wall. Wall Disruption can never go off when this card is attacking. Training Shield can't be used. They can't even use Econ unless they use it preemptively. So what you're going to want to do if you're running Econ to counter this card is set your toggle to on, and as soon as it's battle phase, just put them to defense mode. That's definitely a good way to do it, because you cannot activate them during the until after the damage step is over. So anytime this card's attacking and you want to stop it, you don't want its attack to start already. Same for something like Massive Morph. Like, you want your toggle to be on so they cannot just they'll get a free attack off. Because a lot of the time the game will just skip asking you. I think with Ancient Gear Golem on the field it might still ask you, but I'd set toggle to on just in case. Oh, he's okay. Let's see. So Ancient Gearbox is supposed to be used alongside. Is it in his rewards? Probably not. Okay, Ancient Gearbox. So when it gets added to your hand from your graveyard or deck, oops. Actually, I can still look at rewards. So you could use Ancient Gear Workshop to return it to your hand, and then you gain the rewards. That's like the only good combo for Ancient Gear Workshop. Let's see. He's not that good. Just gains 700 attack if he kills someone, so 3,200. But he might not even. Oh, like, stats are great, but they matter less and less as the metagame progresses. He's a tribute, so 15/15 for a tribute is super vulnerable. He does negate trap cards that try to target it. It destroys them. If it attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell or traps until the end of the damage step. And then at the end of the damage step, if it attacks, target one spell or trap card your opponent controls and destroy it. Yeah, this shouldn't be that great. Like, it's just too vulnerable. You'd need like some kind of support, like well, like maybe Ancient Gearbox or something. But still, it's not that great. There's definitely better cards out there. If this card, oh yeah, already looked at him. So Ancient Gear Fist is kind of weird. The monster you battle has to still be on the field for this effect to even do anything. So maybe they have like a box or an attack mode, You kill the boxer, he has a counter, so he actually gets to live, but then this can remove another counter or destroy him. Or you could attack a defense mode monster and then it'll, like if its defense is higher, it'll still end up dying. So it's a little too situational to be that good. He negates effects, so he's actually okay. Could actually be pretty difficult for some decks to stop this guy, because he during his attack, spell and trap cards don't work for him until the end of the damage step. Then he also negate effects, so he might actually be better than he seems. He's still a tribute monster though. 2000 isn't amazing, but it's definitely something to work with. He's just bland and low attack. Whatever. I don't even feel like reading these ones right now. Discard one card, set one spell card directly from your deck. This turn, that spell card cannot be activated. Huh. That's pretty strange. Discard one card, set one spell card from your deck. So you give up 2 cards to set 1 spell card, and you can't use it that turn. Well, hopefully that's the spell card you really needed to win the duel. That's a little too costly. Okay, reveal 1 level 5 or higher ancient gear monster from your hand, then banish a number of ancient gear monsters from your graveyard whose combined levels are double the revealed monsters. And if you normal summon the revealed monster this turn, you must normal summon it without tributing. That is kind of cool actually. But it'll, wait, does it count as, whose combined levels are double? So it'd have to be like 4 level 4s to send out an ancient gear golem boss monster. I think it has to be exact. Oh no, it doesn't say exact, so you should be able to go over the number and have it still work.